Well guys, I've been thinking about filming with VHS again to prove that, or maybe prove, but more like an experiment to see if you have really good audio, can the video be shit? Because I also love NTSC and I love VHS. Well then it occurred to me I have this camera that I picked up at the recycling center. And it's actually really cool. I really am a fan of it. The motors and stuff and the automatic focus works fine, but then it occurred to me I just love how this thing is. You have zoom speed, zooming, recording, review, you have the blue tint, red tint, the fade, so many buttons on here. It's a professional grade camera pretty much. It's like you can have like, whoops. Well, it's occurred to me though. This thing doesn't work. I have it hooked up to my TV, and I think this is one of those cameras that has the glass tube inside of it, the Newvicon tube type camera, and those are very bad because if you point them at the sun, it burns the camera and you can't record with it anymore. Well, the thing is though, inside of here is still the front of the lens, or the front of the tube. And the autofocus and stuff like that, I mean, it comes with a lot of cable. The autofocus and stuff like that all works independently of the actual image. Modern cameras like this one, I think it detects like edges and stuff like that, and it tries to get the certain edges. Whereas this one though, it's actually emitting, I believe, yeah, it's emitting infrared light. Oh, look at that. One of these is emitting and one of these is detecting, so it's like it's flashing infrared then coming out in there. If I had an infrared camera, you could see it. Well, anyway, so pretty much I could take the insides out of this, and I could take the image chip to like a 1080p camera and put that inside of here. The focusing would still work independently because I would still be able to use this, because all it would be is all of this stuff is just focusing the light onto a surface. Well, if that surface is originally that tube that has like it's probably burnt out, that's what I got it for $5. But if I remove the tube and in that exact like place I put the image chip to a camera, like this camera, it'll work the same. It'll be a bigger camera, it'll be cooler, it'll be awesome, and it'll be recording like 4K or 1080p or whatever I want to record it in. If I can't get this thing to work. I thought I took it apart and couldn't get it to work, but I don't know. But because you're still focusing everything onto the same surface, the same imaging surface, focusing still works, the zooming still works, everything of that stuff still works. So all these controls in the front will still work. Maybe not the recording, but I can actually just rewire it to where the recording will handle that. That'd be awesome. I mean, the Casio XLM ZR1100, they're like 120 bucks now, I think. And so I could just get another one of these and put it inside here. That'd be pretty cool. This is tangential from what I was saying before about using a low quality video. This is actually a second thing of upgrading this to be like a high quality video. But whatever. And so yeah, pretty much all that stuff would work then. White balance and all this kind of stuff would not work though, because it's all for like putting titles on it and the color and all that kind of stuff. But manual focus and autofocus would work and all that kind of cool stuff. I could even hook up the audio, so the audio would still work. So I'd still have the monaural and stereo audio. I could maybe upgrade the viewfinder to have a good LCD screen on there. That'd be kind of cool. Or I could just export it. No, yeah, I can. I think these cameras still have a feature where they export in regular NTSC, so I could always, because this is just an NTSC little CRT inside here, so I could feed that through this cable, and that would be pretty cool. This thing's pretty finicky though. You know, a part of me thinks that maybe it's actually the power supply for it, because the power supply is an RCA, and this is a General Electric, and it was together, but I don't know. I mean, just because the cables fit together and just because they came to the recycling center together, that doesn't mean that they were meant to be together. Oh. Well, look at that. This is a long extension cable. I can remove this extension cable and plug directly into here, so I can have a shorter, more manageable cable. It's only like 8 feet long instead of 28 feet long. Okay, cool. This thing's got to warm up. Whoa! My TV's doing something. Removing that link changed the cable. I never done that before. I'm an idiot. I never did that before. But yeah, so weird. This is like a tie-dye color. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Or is this just a normal power on procedure? Like, because I think these tubes have to warm up. Power on. Takes a little bit to actually get it on. Whoa. Yes, it's such weird stuff. I'm just gonna put the lid over the top thing there, and I mean, it could just be that the actual power supply could be dying and it could be frying this thing like how Commodore 64 power supplies were. Because Commodore 64 is, the voltage just keeps rising as they get older and they fry your Commodore 64. Yeah, it looks like there's no input. But this should come down and it'll turn all blue. That's what I did before. Are you guys seeing that? That dot? I don't know what that is. That's weird. Oh my god! Well then, maybe I shouldn't. This is awesome. Okay then. Maybe this thing will work. Who knows? I don't know, am I getting a... You know, I can't tell if I'm getting, like, if I have a magnetized screen on the back of the TV, or if this is just making it purple over there. But it's giving like a purple hue, although I've had issues with this having some hues on it. Or, yeah, this might be just a purple hue. I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Whoa. I think what's happening is, this seems kind of weird. It's like it's unstable or something like that. So it blinks whenever you hit record. That's kind of cool that it actually blinks. I like that feature. This is such a nice camera. That's weird how it was changing color though. It might be that the voltage is actually dipping. Because it could be that everything else is like able to work on a lower voltage. Like for instance, most of the camcorder CRTs can run at like 6 volts or something like that sometimes. But the actual camera component maybe needs exactly like 12 volts or whatever the voltage is. Actually, I don't even know what the voltage is. This says 500 watts. Holy shit. It doesn't say what voltage it puts it to. So this might just be 120 volts AC going through here. Ugh. It's doing that thing again where it's like a weird rainbow thing. Do not know what's going on. Well, I think that's pretty much it for now. It doesn't seem to like it's going to be doing much more. I may want to take it apart and see if I can get the main light tube to work, because I think getting the tube to work would be really good. Most likely the tube is displaying blue, or actually no, if the tube was even if the tube was displaying that, I could adjust the blue on the front and that would change the blue on there, but that's not changing the blue on there. So evidently the tube might actually be okay. The tube might be fine, and it might be actually in the circuitry between the tube and whenever it takes that video and overlays the May 3rd, 1984 time code on there. I don't know. If I can get this thing to work, I'll use it as it is, because I like NTSC. But, shit, I'll have to be carrying around a recorder thing. I don't know. I'm a fan of large VHS camcorders, but I don't know. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!